Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about some of the more common gaslighting phrases that a narcissist will use to gaslight you, to distract you from their true intentions, to fill your mind full of self-doubt, to leave you questioning your reality so that they can escape taking responsibility for their behaviour, so they're not held accountable for their behaviour. So you're the one left feeling responsible. So you're the one left feeling like you need to stop questioning them about the very things they're actually doing to you. And a narcissist will call you crazy about things that you later find out to be true. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. A narcissist is arrogant enough to believe that they should behave in a manner that suits them, regardless of the consequences to those around them. To a narcissist, anything that they do wrong is somebody else's fault. Anything that somebody else does right, the narcissist will take credit for. A narcissist is often extremely self-entitled and believes they should be able to do as they please, believes they should just get what they want. And to a narcissist, any mistakes they make, it's up to somebody else to clean up after them. A narcissist lacks in genuine empathy. So if they've done something to hurt another person, so long as the narcissist is getting away with it, they're not bothered about how that other person feels or how the other person's life is affected. A narcissist is only ever bothered if they think there's going to be some form of consequences to their actions, which is when they will come at you with that false apology, where they still shift the blame onto you with those "I'm sorry you," "I'm sorry if," "I'm sorry but," as they find somebody else to blame for their behaviour. But it is a false apology for them to get away with their behaviour. A narcissist seeks excessive attention, so they're going to be trying to get attention from whoever they can. And if that's morally wrong, this often doesn't register within a narcissist's mind. They don't think, perhaps I shouldn't do this. It's only once they're caught out that they think, how can I get away with this? So here are some of the more common phrases a narcissist will use to gaslight your reality so that they can try to get away with their behaviour. And gaslighting is psychological manipulation of your reality. It is a form of mental warfare to plant those doubts within your mind so that the narcissist can get away with their behaviour. So number one, it's your fault, or it's their fault. They made me do it. If it wasn't for you, whatever a narcissist has been caught out on, whatever proof, whatever evidence you have towards what that narcissist has done to you or to another person, they're going to find a way to twist that reality so that they can pass the blame over to you, over to somebody else, so they can escape taking responsibility, so they can avoid taking ownership for their behaviour by blaming somebody else for their behaviour. And when it comes to how we behave, our behaviour is on us. Yes, people can be manipulated into acting out of character. However, you'll find that those who have been manipulated into acting out of character usually question themselves, doubt themselves, blame themselves. Narcissistic people who are manipulating others doubt other people, question other people, blame other people, shame other people. When you ask them about something that they might have promised you, when you ask them about something that you might need help with, if it's not going to work in the narcissist's favour, if a narcissist isn't going to benefit by helping you, they're going to come at you and say, well, what do you want me to do about it? Because they're not going to admit that they don't want to help you out. They're not going to admit fault. They're not particularly going to pass the blame on to anybody else. They're just going to come at you with, what do you want me to do about it? So that you're the one that has to deal with it, which is another one. When you ask a narcissist about something they've done to hurt you, or you might need help in some way, you might have children together and you might need some help with the children that they don't want to do. So they're just going to come at you and say, deal with it. As a narcissist believes that they're entitled to do as they please, and it's up to you and everybody else to run around after yourself as well as run around after them. That's self-entitled hypocrite. Yes, we do have to be responsible for our own lives. We do have to deal with stuff. Sometimes it's nice to get help and support. A narcissist wants that help and support from you, but they seldom give you that help and support in return. They just say, deal with it, and they carry on doing what they want to do while leaving you to struggle, usually with the things that they have put you through. When their behaviour upsets you, a narcissist is going to come at you and say that you're too sensitive. And it's perfectly normal to become sensitive around insensitive people. You're not too sensitive. You have empathy. You have feelings. You care about others. You care about yourself. You get hurt, which is usually what stops you from hurting other people. So a narcissist, in their logic, in their mind, they might believe that you're too sensitive because there is narcissist hurt in a different way to how we hurt. Narcissists hurt when their belief system based around their 9 criteria is brought into question, and it depends on narcissist to narcissist which 5 of the 9 criteria they have. They have all 9, which is their top criteria. Like if their driving force is that entitlement, if their driving force is that lack of empathy as to what criticises a narcissist. However, when it comes to narcissistic people, due to their sense of entitlement, they believe it's one rule for them and another for you. So they can treat you in a certain way, and when you emotionally react to them, which is usually what they're trying to get from you anyway to feel better about themselves, they then class you as too sensitive. However, if you were to treat them in that way, then you are in the wrong and their feelings are perfectly normal. When they've promised you something and failed to deliver on that promise, or when they've been with someone that perhaps they should not be with because it's morally wrong, it's disrespectful to who you are as a person, and you ask them about it, they might come at you and say, no, I didn't. No, I haven't been there. No, I didn't say that. So that you're the one left with those self-doubts. With no, I didn't, or no, I haven't, a narcissist wants to gaslight you into questioning your reality, into questioning your memory, so that they don't have to produce on that promise they made, so that they can carry on doing the things they are doing to you without facing any consequences for their actions. When you ask them about something they might have done to hurt you, and they turn around and say, well, if you hadn't, because they want to place the blame at your door. They're not denying what they've done. They might not be able to deny what they've done. There might be that much evidence. Some narcissists will still flat out deny they are like a child that you've told cannot have a bar of chocolate before their tea, and they're sat there with it all smeared around their face, and you question them and they say, no, I haven't eaten any chocolate. Or they will say their sibling got it for them, or they asked you and you could have sworn you said yes, I could have it. And that is a narcissist, they're either going to outright deny any knowledge, they are going to find somebody else to blame, or they're going to claim that they thought it'd be all right with you, even though they didn't check with you in the first place. And one way a narcissist will do this is by saying, if you hadn't. So you question what you've done and not what they've done. And most of the time when they say if you haven't, you've not actually done anything wrong. For example, a narcissist will withhold attention, affection and support to punish you, and then when you work harder to please them, they will reward you with attention, affection and support. And people who've been hurt by another can also distance themselves from another. Now, you can give a narcissist as much attention as you can possibly physically, emotionally, mentally give to them. It doesn't stop them. A narcissist who's has a high trait of requiring excessive attention is going to be looking for that attention elsewhere. And no matter how much attention you give them, they're going to be looking for attention elsewhere. It's nothing about who you are and everything about who they are. However, to avoid taking responsibility, they're going to turn around and say, it's your fault for not giving me enough attention. So again, you doubt yourself, even though they're the ones that's not giving you the attention because they're off elsewhere, giving somebody else the attention, but they want to claim it's your fault so that they're not held accountable. Which is the same as, if you looked after me more, I wouldn't have to go elsewhere. When you're dealing with someone who requires excessive attention, it doesn't matter how much you look after them, they're going to be looking elsewhere. When it's a repeat pattern of behaviour, when they cheated on the ex, when they cheated on the ex before that, when they cheated on the ex before that, when they cheat on you and you forgive them and they cheat on you again, it's who they are as a person. They don't have the morals to care for the person they're with. They only have the inclination to care about getting their own needs met. And they say, if you'd have paid me more attention, I wouldn't have gone elsewhere, to lay the blame at your door so they don't have to take responsibility. You're overreacting. You're going to have certain kinds of reactions around certain kinds of people, and more often than not, you're not overreacting. A narcissist wants to lead you into believing you're overreacting so that the narcissist can downplay their behaviour and exaggerate your reactions so that you question your reactions and not their behaviour. I love you. Now, this is a tricky one. When they've done something to hurt you and they tell you they love you. When somebody tells you they hate you, when someone tells you they dislike you and then hurts you, you know where you stand with that person. When someone tells you they love you and then hurts you and then claims that it was for your own good, that they love you, that they didn't mean to do it, it's very confusing because you're building a bond up with that person because you believe they care, or they lead you to believe that they care about you in the same way you care about them. And then they hurt you and tell you that they love you. And it's a very confusing kind of love to be in. With a narcissist, it's conditional love. While they're getting their needs met by you, they love you. As soon as they're not getting their needs met, and a narcissist might tell you that you're high maintenance, and it's usually because they're high maintenance, because as soon as they're not getting their needs met, they fall out of love with you. With you, it's usually unconditional love, because no matter what they do to you, you're still trying to make it work with them because you care about that person. Even when there is conflict, even when there is disagreements, you still care. You're still trying to make it work, which is the perfect dynamic for a toxic relationship, because you've got one person that will hurt and use and another person that will do all they can to try and make it work. That never happened. When it comes to a narcissistic person, they enjoy rewriting history so that they can escape taking responsibility for their behaviour. They're telling you it never happened so that you doubt your memory, you doubt your reality, you doubt your past, and the narcissist can get away with their behaviour. That wasn't my fault. when it comes to a narcissist, anything that goes wrong to them is not going to be their fault. They're always going to find that scapegoat to blame, to shame, to criticise, so that the narcissist isn't held responsible for their behaviour. And usually it is their fault. If they've done something, they've done it. It's a bit like reactive abuse. When people react to a narcissist, they hold themselves accountable. They feel responsible. They feel remorseful, even though they reacted, but they can recognise that that behaviour is on themselves. A narcissist doesn't recognise that their behaviour is on themselves. They're always looking for somebody else to blame. If you hadn't, then I wouldn't. Another one with a narcissist, you might not have even done anything, yet a narcissist will find anything and everything to blame you for why they did something to you. And usually within a narcissist's twisted mind, when they've suffered some form of narcissistic injury, they then seek to punish you. So within their mind, if you hadn't have caused them that narcissistic injury, they wouldn't have punished you. And they will punish you because they lack the empathy to care for how they hurt you. Narcissistic people are incredibly envious people and they seek revenge. Survivors are usually hurt people who seek justice. If you loved me, you would. The classic guilt trip to get you to do something out of your character to serve the narcissist because they're entitled, they don't believe you should say no to them, so they're going to start trying to guilt trip you into saying yes. They're only a friend, you read too much into everything. When you're dealing with a serial cheater, they're not just a friend and it's your instincts speaking to you. Why do you have to spoil everything? Usually you've not spoiled anything. You've just stopped the narcissist from their sense of entitlement being met. A narcissist will call you awkward for failing to do what they want you to do, for failing to serve them how they expect you to serve them. A narcissist will condition your mind to give them everything and expect nothing in return. And as soon as you don't give them something, they're going to claim that you're selfish, that you're awkward, that you're being the difficult one, or that you're the one that's being controlling. The narcissist projection, where they will unjustly accuse you of doing the things the narcissist is actually doing to you. Which is the same when they come at you with, why do you have to make everything so difficult? That's just like you. And when you've found your boundaries and you're sticking to them, a narcissist is going to accuse you of being difficult because they're finding it difficult to control you. No one throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's losing control over someone else's mind. And that's the same when they accuse you of being selfish. It's usually because you've found your boundaries and they're trying to guilt trip you into breaking down those boundaries to serve them. And as you care about them, when you say no to them, you might feel selfish. You might feel like you're being awkward. And a narcissist is going to play on that and twist that to get their own way. You're too hung up on your past. If you've had a few toxic relationships, yes, you might have past issues that you need to deal with. However, somebody who loves you, somebody who cares for you, would be supportive of you. Someone who is exploiting you, someone who is using you, will use your past against you. I'd never hurt you. A narcissist will just psychologically destroy your mind. They will steal your health, your home, your wealth, your friends, your family, and then they will claim they've done nothing to you, or they will say, I'll never hurt you again, to get you to forgive them for the things they're going to repeatedly do to you. You're insecure. This is usually when your instincts are screaming out at you, but you don't want to believe your instincts, so you go and have a conversation with the narcissist who accuses you of being insecure. And as you're feeling insecure, you can often believe them because you feel insecure rather than listening to what those instincts are telling you. A narcissist will come along and they will idolize you, they will bait you, they will hook you into the idolization stage of the relationship. They will mirror you to future fake with you, to sell you your dreams of your future, claiming they want those same things too. And then once they've got you hooked, they will slowly devalue you so that you lose your confidence, you lose your self-esteem, you no longer feel enough, and then they can slowly further their control over you. And what is the kryptonite to a narcissist? The best way to recover from a narcissistic relationship, the best way to deal with a narcissist is go no contact. It hits them hard because they require that excessive attention, which is often why many narcissists will up their games. There's two very different sides to a narcissist after you go no contact. If you cannot go no contact, it's limited contact and grey rock. Narcissistic people are after your emotional responses from you. If they cannot get positive, they will go after negative, and they will blame you for your negative. You have to cut off your emotional responses to narcissistic people. You have to become emotionally unpredictable to them, because they know exactly what buttons to push. They've learned all about you to know exactly what buttons to push to get that reaction from you. And you have to learn all about who they are as a person and who you are as a person, to no longer give them those emotional reactions, to no longer enable them to have that power and control over how you feel. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. If you are looking for more help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have an online guide available, and the Teachable link will be in the description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link will also be in the description. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.